and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be doing another taste test nonetheless, but we're going to be doing a taste test on the newest Nespresso release for Tool Pod in their Master Origins lines, the El Salvador pod. Y'all, I secured the bag for both of us, okay? So you and I, me and you, can try it together, okay? We're in it for the long haul now. So this was a whole trial and tribulations to get this pod. They didn't have it at my near Nespresso store, and they said it wouldn't be coming in for the next couple weeks, and I'm like, that simply won't do, Your Honor. So I decided to order it, but then it had some problems getting to me. So finally it's here. Beautiful packaging and all, and it's a 7.7 ounce pod, and the majority of the coffee is supposed to be coming from the El Salvador region. It is a coffee blend with the red honey processed Arabica that they have near that region as well. So that's going to be amazing to try out, and I'm excited to get into it. But before I do, I did remind you guys of the Bestpresso giveaway I'm having for the next couple of weeks. So if you are interested, feel free to subscribe to my channel and leave a comment down below on this video or any of my videos, or even on my social media profiles. I'll link them here and down below in the description. And those questions will be answered in the upcoming coffee chat Q&A style video. So I'll give a deadline of June 15th for those questions and subscribing to my channel, and I'll reach out to those winners after that. So yeah, thank you guys so much for tuning in, and let's get to the El Salvador taste test. So getting into a little bit of background about this pod, it is a level intensity 5 out of 11, and like I said before, it is a about 8 ounce pod. So it's not supposed to be too intense, and honestly, Nespresso, are you reading my mind? Are you watching my videos? Because y'all already know I love this type of intensity, and they've been coming out with more lower intensity pods, and I'm kind of living for it. So thank you so much. We're twins. I got you. So I'm really excited about this pod. The notes are supposed to be sweet and jammy, which is very typical, at least of what I've heard of for a lot of South American blends, but more specifically El Salvador. Because a lot of their beans tend to be grown alongside fruit crops, I think that's what makes it a little bit sweeter. Again, it also says, which is really interesting, that it's growing near volcanoes, which I think makes the soil just more nutrient dense, and I think contributes to a lot of the flavor that we're having here. I also love that it says it's grown under shade trees, because that means that they're not cutting down all the trees and contributing to deforestation. So that's kind of cool. I know sometimes they grow coffee in either non-shaded areas or shaded areas, and I always like to hopefully go for the shaded areas just because more trees, less deforestation, all that fun stuff. So I do like the mission here. I think it's going to be very similar to the Colombia pod because of its fruitiness. I think that's going to make it a little bit acidic, which will be nice complexity. And again, I'm always a sucker for a light roast, especially in a nice coffee. So I think this is going to be good. In addition to just the aromatics and the flavor profiles that they list, I'm really excited for this pod because I've never, at least I don't think I've tasted anything from the El Salvador region. Again, I really do like South American coffees. I tend to think that they're all really, really balanced with just a hint of acidity that's just, I love it. So I'm really excited to try this. I found out that in just my research, because I was genuinely curious why I've never tried one, and apparently, coffee beans from El Salvador make up a very low percentage of the consumer market for coffee. So this is going to be a real treat, and I'm excited to share it with you guys. So let's get it started. I'm going to brew it. We're going to try it hot. And then, of course, I have to have it over ice. Like, that's how I'm going to prefer all my coffee, especially in the summer. So let's brew it and give it a smell and taste. Okay, just by the smell, it smells like a lovely red wine. That's what it's reminiscent of whenever I smell it. It's very like pungent, kind of sour, kind of fruity. Oh, it smells good. I like that complexity in it. So let's give it a taste. So, something that I'm very shocked by in drinking this coffee is that I expected it to be a lot more acidic given how fruity they claim it to be. And what I mean by that is usually when you have these fruity pods, you end up kind of having a little bit of a soury, citrusy, note to it in terms of taste. This is very, very smooth. It's instead of citrusy, I would describe it as more of like a stone fruit, kind of like a plum or a peach. Very mild, still sweet, but not something that's going to be like over the top, complex, sour, anything along the lines. Very smooth, doesn't have a lot of like kick as you're swallowing it. It's almost kind of weedy and decadent as it's going past your palate and down your throat. So definitely not something that's going to give you a punch in the face, which is really nice. Honestly, somebody who doesn't drink straight up black coffee like me could easily drink this just like this. I won't, because that's not how I enjoy coffee, right? But I do think it's an option for a lot of people if you do like just a plain cup of coffee. I don't think it's like, you know, very to one side or the other where you feel like you have to pair it with fruitier syrups. Kind of like the Starbucks Remix Reserve. It's very pungent, very fruity, very acidic. So I feel like sometimes the only thing that really goes with those is floral and fruity types of syrup, maybe a little bit of vanilla. This you could easily pair with anything, and I think it would just easily like bring out more of the fruit. So I'm a big fan of it. I really like it. I could definitely see myself buying this pod again. I'm definitely not disappointed with it, and I would recommend you guys go out and try it. I'm not a huge fan of the 8-ounce pods in general, but this one definitely takes the cake as one of my more favorites. It's similar along the lines of, like I said, I think Columbia is just a little bit more acidic. So if you're looking for a fruitier or more acidic pod, I would definitely go for Columbia, but I really like this one as a more milder version of Columbia, if that makes sense. So it's really good. I like it, and I think I'm gonna rate it a solid 8 out of 10. Again, more of an espresso gal myself, but I definitely would go for this and put it very flexibly with a bunch of different syrups and milks. So now that we're done with our initial taste test, my fake watch, if you guys can read it here, is telling me that it's time for iced coffee. So I think I'm going to be mixing the pod with probably a peanut butter and jelly style iced coffee, okay? Hear me out, hear me out. A little bit weird, but I think with the light fruity flavor in the front mixed with that wheat taste in the back, it's gonna be really good with my peanut butter cup syrup from Jordan Skinny Syrups and possibly my raspberry syrup from Torani. I do have a sugar-free strawberry syrup that I like, but I think that I want to do a little bit less of a tarty fruit with this, and I think, to me anyway, strawberry tastes a little bit tartier than raspberries. That's just my opinion, but I think it'll be good with raspberry and peanut butter, so let's give it a try. Okay, we made a nice coffee. Super excited about it. Peanut butter and jelly. And the milk I used was oat milk with these two syrups, so let's give it a taste. Oh my goodness. That is so good. Nespresso, how do you do it? How do y'all do it? Okay, this is so good. This is so good. Best recipe, I swear to goodness gracious. I'm gonna put this recipe in the description below, and I hope you guys give it a try. But yeah, I think that'll close out our Nespresso El Salvador taste test and review. I really like the El Salvador pod, but what did you guys think of the pod if you tried it already? Please let me know in the comments below. And in addition to your thoughts, what are some great recipes you guys enjoy with this El Salvador pod? I'd absolutely love to try them. Lastly, please feel free to enter my giveaway, and as always, thank you guys so much for supporting the channel. Bye guys.